Okay, people. So it's May 12th, 2018. I'm cutting some cardboard here for the camera seems far away. Can you hear me? Alright, just hold on a minute. Okay, so we're going to try it here. I'm just cutting cardboard anyway, right? What I want to say is, people, my son, my middle son, has brought it to my attention, right, that, whatever I'm doing, I'm not doing for ShaMay. Right? I'm promoting the nonprofit. I don't know why he's so resentful to this nonprofit. What it makes me think of, people, he wants me as a mother, right? Where I'm at his beck and call, right? And that if I go outside of his boundaries, whatever they are, I'm somehow being unfaithful to the cause of being a mother. I got that feeling with my oldest son too. Right? Because there's no reason to... Here we go again. Hold on. Let's try this. Whatever. Parents have their own lives, you know? And back in the day, I couldn't start a company, so I started a nonprofit. If you do something that you've never done before, you don't know what you're getting yourself into until you get there, right? And once you get there, you have two ways to go about it. You can either drop the ball and move on with life, or you can run with it, right? Through everything that needs to be passed, right? And that's pretty much what I've done with this nonprofit, people. And let me tell you something. ShaMay wanted me to get back up on the bandwagon. I've said this before. And when you lose your grandson in the manner that I lost Andre, and then, you know, you then lose the only parent that you've had in almost more than half your life, right? In the manner that they did, it's really, really hard to get back out there and do anything positive. Never mind feel good about it, right? Done that 2 times already, people. Have to find my way back. And now I'm finding I'm having to find my way back again for the 3rd time. And it's not simply ShaMay died and that's it. Like, there's suspicion around her death, people, and it is what it is. But it doesn't have to be any more gloomy than it already is. Right? And I can't afford to wait for another 3 years to heal from the loss of losing my daughter in the manner, like, just disappeared one day. You know, she goes to bed and 2 o'clock in the morning, and by 10 o'clock in the morning, she's not there anymore. You know, like, how does that work? Like Uncle John. You tell Uncle John you're going to go get a lawyer, you come back, and all you see is a bunch of people standing around Uncle John's bed saying, get the hell away from here, you're being disrespectful. Yeah, probably because they had John in the hammock, and they didn't want to get caught with me seeing John in the hammock, all drugged out, ready to go to Victoria, like a piece of meat. Alright? Kind of hard to get up on the bandwagon with that one. And then he dies. So you get over that. And you've got your daughter telling you that she wants you to you know, start doing stuff in the community because she's excited to bring the baby. And you're like, okay. And then all of a sudden she passes away and she's not there anymore and you get the baby. Like, why wouldn't I put my all into this? Whether the nonprofit is involved or not, it doesn't matter, because if it wasn't for the nonprofit, let me tell you something, I wouldn't have the DJ equipment. You know? That's the first thing, right? And I wouldn't have all these cake pans that I'm going to be using for this celebration of life in memory of Auntie ShaMay, because I wouldn't have bought all the cake pans if I didn't do YouTube videos, and I wouldn't have done YouTube videos if I would never have had a nonprofit. So it's all interconnected and intertwines itself, and my son gets mad at me for that, right? Because are you going to talk about the nonprofit at the event? And I'm like, well, I don't know yet. I mean, there's other things I'd like to talk about, but I can't, right? Whether I mention the nonprofit or not remains to be seen. But when you look back at it, people, ShaMay grew up doing park events as a kid. She grew up with me DJing outside of grocery stores as an 8-year-old talking on the mic, right? So obviously the nonprofit was involved in her life and it affected her in a positive way. Maybe not so much my son, because he was a little more to himself, right? Didn't like to get out in the community and really participate in those things, but I never pestered him to do it, right? All I ever asked was just to help out carrying things and, you know, come, try it out, see if you can like it, but if you can't like it, don't hold it against me, you know? Like, so I'm like, okay, well, you can't please everybody in the crowd, right? And he's just part of that crowd where you can't please everybody. And since he's thinking like that, I might as well do a video talking about that. That's not what I started my day off with, people. I actually started off in a really good day today, because guess what I found? Hold on, I'll show you. This. I thought it was taken from me, but it wasn't. I put it in a container. Alright, this is a mic that I bought when Andre, this was before Andre was taken. So it was like in 2012, because I was just starting to do kids programs again at Bingy's restaurant. And the one time when I had the kids there, they didn't hook up this mic. I asked them to, and they didn't. And I asked them to hook up this mic, and they didn't. So I thought I had lost these for almost a year, people, and I just found them. So I am like so happy. You can't imagine how happy I am. Anyway, I don't want to harp on about my son. I just told him everybody grieves in a different way. You know, I realized that my children all had their own individual personalities that shaped them as human beings. And I didn't try to interfere with that development in terms of being really strict to make them do things in life, like go to church or, you know, go to university to become a you know, an astronaut or something, right? You know, become a lawyer or whatever, right? I didn't force any of my kids to do anything in particular outside of being good people, right? And respect law, right? Be respectful, that type of thing. So, I don't know. I figure like this. If ShaMay was here, she'd be excited to do this. Alright. And if I'm going to jump up on the bandwagon with anything, told you it's not going to be in 3 years from now. I've had almost 6 years of straight misery, people. Andre was taken, well, 5 years. In January of 2013, so 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and we're halfway into 18, so for 5.5 years, it's been pretty miserable. And if I gotta add on another 3 years, which I actually do, people, because I'm not done fighting for ShaMay. Right? I want the date of her death changed. I asked the person who does the cremation, right, if he's ever met anyone that's been wanting to do that, and he says no, that's not his department, but for all the people that he's met, he's never come across anyone like that. So that's almost like in the same league as Uncle John going missing, and having professional people acknowledge that and do something about it to prevent it from happening to other people, right? Because it affected a lot of people, and it's still affecting people, even though Uncle John's gone. Just like with ShaMay, she's gone. And even though we come together and play some music and do whatever, you know, do a cakewalk with the kids, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, there's going to just be some things that, like Uncle John, you know, it has to go to the top, people. It's going to have to go to the top. So, lucky for me, I put those mics away in safekeeping, and I found them. Imagine that. I thought they were gone. I thought somebody went off and stole them. Like, seriously, for a whole year I've been thinking those things have been stolen. And just as I need them, I find them. So, that's pretty interesting, don't you think? Right? Okay, so I guess I'm not done with this video yet. It's because I'm annoyed, people. You know, like I said, I find something that I thought I had lost a year ago, right? Because I couldn't find it, and I couldn't remember putting it away from where I had it before, right? And because I couldn't remember, I thought it was gone. I thought somebody took it, right? And so you can't imagine how happy I was last night when I found it, right? So, and I was excited to tell my son about it, right? Because, you know, I asked him if maybe he took it, and he said no. You know, maybe you put it somewhere else, and I'm like, no, because I have a pretty good memory, right? For stuff like that. He always asks me for things, and 99.99% of the time, I give him what he needs. Right? But anyway, besides that point, like if he needs a hammer, I know where the hammers are. If he needs, you know, a saw, I know where a saw is. Just stuff like that, right? String, whatever, right? Like rope or whatever, right? And then we just started talking, and he just started dumping on me, people. He does it all the time. It's like a cat coming upstairs and pissing in your freaking house, right? And then runs out the door after he's ruined your day. And I have Boots. Boots does that. Boots dashes at the door and he gets in, and he's not even in for 2 minutes, and he's already spraying someplace. Stupid cat. It's kind of like what my son does to me from time to time. Picks a fight with me and then leaves. So then I stew, right? So for someone that woke up feeling pretty good and wanted to share the news, I feel like crap right now because I don't feel that great anyway, people, right? Like I am kind of worn out, and I'm obviously doing more stuff than I should be doing, right? And I should be doing other things like, you know, the front or whatever it is, right? So we don't attract the city again. Because I haven't done anything with that dirt yet, people, right? Because now I'm cooking. I'm going to start cooking now. I'm going to make some cakes. I said I would, and I'm going to. Andre's really looking forward to some cakes, right? So I'm going to get them started. You've seen me cut the boards for them. There's a couple of bigger boards I have to get because there's a couple of other cakes around here that I want to do, right? And I'm now getting potatoes, right? Some of them are still from last year when I grew them. So they have, like, you know, they're organic potatoes, right? And I'm going to make some petaha, like I said I would, because that's something easy to cook up as you need it. In terms of, if you want 7 petaha, you take 7 out of the bag, you boil them up, and you put on some onions and garlic and a piece of sausage, and you're good to go with a biscuit. Right? And I want people to enjoy themselves. Because I want to enjoy myself to the best of my ability, people. I'm tired of being gloomy. Like, we were just coming out of it. Uncle John just passed away and we were just coming out of it. And now this. So it's important that I run with the torch. I think that's what I'm doing right now, people. I am running a marathon with the torch. Anything that I bring to this celebration of life, ShaMay's Memorial, however you want to title it, it's that marathon with the torch. She was 22 years old. This is what really bothers me. When I look back, when I was 22, okay, I'm 56. So, look at my character now at age 56, after raising 5 kids and doing everything that I've done. When I was 22, could I have done what I'm doing now in terms of what I've been doing? Whether it's talking on YouTube, you know, going out in the community and doing things, just stuff like that, right? No, I couldn't have done it at age 22, people. I was still finding myself. That's the thing. ShaMay was 22 and she was still finding herself. And she never got to fully develop and mature. And I can only imagine what she would have been like at 56 years old. In terms of her background and where she came from and how she grew up and where her mindset was at. And that's a travesty in itself. Just 22 years old and never gets to grow up, never gets to be the person they were supposed to be in terms of development. So, that's applicable all across the board. Because life can be, in a blink of an eye, gone. And then it all depends on how you're going to handle it after the fact. Right? So, maybe tomorrow I'll see if I can hook up that, I don't know if I can do it because I don't have a proper amp. I'm just using a old school Technique amp from the 1980s, 70s, right? They're the good ones if you want to heat them up, right? You just have to put a fan on them and a little piece of tin foil on a fuse and you can rock those things. This one, though, my volume button needs to be repaired, so maybe one day I'll do that. But I don't know if I can hook up this. I'd like to try it. I don't really have a lot of time, so we'll see. If I don't hook it up here, I'll hook it up at the hall. That one that is wireless and you wear it. So that should be interesting, right? Because ShaMay would have liked to wear something like that and walk around, talk on the mic, right? She just didn't have the, you know, ShaMay had the confidence, people, when she was little. One time, oh God, how old? She would have been about 8 or 9 years old. 8 or 9 years old she was. And we were doing a park event, right? And she got on the mic, people. because she had been on it before, because I had done something else out of Bayreuth and she was on the mic there. So she had already a little bit of experience on the mic, right? And anyway, she was 8, so no inhibitions, okay? She was just ShaMay. And I'm telling you, people, she had that park rocking. She was on the mic for like a couple of hours, and she got the parents to play a game called Chase the Flag. And she had the parents, a little 8-year-old girl on a mic, had the parents running around all over the park playing this game for a long, long time, on top of everything else that she was doing on that mic. In those days, I didn't have a video camera. All I had was just, you know, the old Canon, right? And all I could do was take pictures. But she was amazing. She was completely amazing. And then what happened was she grew up and she became a young lady, and, you know, then she became reserved, and, you know, she was actually quite conservative because she played piano, right? So that in itself brought a form of conservatism into her mind because she was so academically inclined, right? So she liked to tend to dress more conservative, and, you know, she held herself back. But at age 22, you would. Because when I look back, when I was 22, people, I was reserved. I wouldn't say conservative. Probably a little more on the wild side with my dress compared to ShaMay with her conservatism with dress. But I was reserved. I'm actually a very reserved person. The only reason I'm outspoken to the degree that I am today is because, one, I raised 5 kids. You gotta have stamina for that. And, you know, got into some good debates with Uncle John over the years, right? He helped educate me, so that was good. And working on a nonprofit, you know, just having to get out there and talk to people and do things as you do everything else in a day. So it formed my character. But at 22, I couldn't do what I am doing today. So that's, you know, for ShaMay, she was entitled to be age 57 to see where, when she was on the mic at 8 years old, where it would have taken her once she got past that holding herself back, because we don't know where her life was leading. And but definitely she wanted to have a voice, right? That's why she wanted me to get out there and do stuff with nonprofit and the kids, and have her involved with the baby. So I'm kind of annoyed with my son because, you know, he's, I don't know, he lost his sister. That's a different relationship. I lost my daughter, right? And I am grateful for the friends that she truly has. And this memorial will be a testament to that, in terms of whatever happens, we're going to make it okay. It's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day for everybody, right? Because in the crowd, everybody has lost somebody. Because if they haven't lost them in the manner that we've lost loved ones, then they've now lost ShaMay. Right? So, if it brings us together and makes us stronger, right? So that over a period of time we can change things for ShaMay's son, so that some of these hurdles that young people are having to go through today won't be there when Amari becomes 15, 16, 17, 20, 21, 22. We want Amari to be successful and be able to make it to age 57. Right? And I don't want to deprive Amari of the things that ShaMay grew up with that helped to form ShaMay's character and made her want to be a part of the community and better herself. Right? Well, my son is obviously grieving in his own way. And if I'm starting to tear up because neither one of us is, well, I don't know, I can't really speak for him, but I know for me, people, I haven't had a good cry yet. It hasn't come out yet. Because too much bad has happened, so you hold back the tears, right? So, if I'm feeling like that, my son is probably feeling like that too. What it's going to take for us to start bawling like babies, I don't know yet, right? But I just wish he'd ease up on me, you know? He picks on me about this nonprofit. And this is not about the nonprofit. Trust me, people, I would love to be doing an event for something else versus for the memory of my daughter. But then I'm also not going to hide out any more than I hid out with Uncle John or with Andre or at any point in my life, right? The only difference between Andre and Uncle John and ShaMay is I'm not going to allow 3 years to slip by and be the enemy's weapon. Because the enemy, their weapon is time. They use time against you. Right? Whereas time is on my side now. Because if it wasn't on my side, I wouldn't have found those mics.